Hello, everyone, and welcome to Text Analytics. This week is a little bit different, partially because I'm a little bit behind, and partially because of the reason why I'm behind, which is that I am reorganizing this class a little bit. So I got a lot of feedback from you all, which thank you for telling me things. It really helps when I know kind of what's going on. But essentially, there's two parts of this class. There's a section of you that are you're getting an MBA in data science, but you're really focused on the data science aspect. You want to get those technical things. You want to build a portfolio. You want to work in data analytics at some point, and that's great. The other part of you are getting an MBA in data science, but you're really focused on the MBA part. You want to get into data because you know it's important, you know it's going to come up, but you're not the one that's going to want to sit at their desk and code it all. Totally fine. To make this class useful for everybody and not like super technical for some people or too business-like for other people, I'm actually splitting up the final project into basically tracks. So you'll be able to choose what makes sense for you. So this week, this entire week, all that we're going to do is go over the final project, expectations, the midterm, things like that. So you know kind of what to expect for the rest of this class. So far this term, we have gone over the introduction, so like downloading things, understanding the use cases of text, starting to dive into ethical considerations, which we will continuously talk about. We did web scraping, so you all actually went out to the web, scraped it for text data, got it into a nice data frame, and you've been able to do this with news sites as well as the Avalon project where you have like speeches and stuff. So you successfully did that. You also went into data cleansing. So we did vectorizers, stemming and lemming. So basically taking words to their root form. So running is now run. And you kind of played around with how it sometimes doesn't work, depending on which vectorizer you're using, which stemming or lemmatization method you're using. It's not perfect. We looked at stop words, so removing the and, of, like, those things from text. And you also looked at custom replacements. So maybe we're talking about Lucas Oil Stadium, and we're going to replace every reference of Lucas Oil with just stadium. And then we'll get into some other use cases in the future where you might do some custom replacements. But that's what we've covered so far. This looks kind of crazy. Let me hide some of my Zoom stuff. Hide floating. There we go. This is our calendar from here on out. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 weeks left. So we're about halfway through the term, which is perfect. And this is what my plan is for everybody. This week is project selection, so pretty easy. Go through and start picking out what kind of project you want to do. Start thinking about your midterm, which I will go over here and is posted on Brightspace. Next week is sentiment analysis, followed by supervised learning and unsupervised learning. Now I'm doing those three right in a row. I'm going to post those as soon as I can. So if I can get them done, I will post them early, but at the latest on the Monday of those weeks. And then we're going to do a week of review. And so some of you that are maybe getting to your limits tech-wise, we are going to do a non-technical version of this. For those of you pursuing the data science track for the final project, we're going to do the technical part. I will say I'm going to give you less detail and more just have you practice these things. My goal with this is not that you're going to come out and be, an all-star data scientist who does text analytics, but that you understand the concepts and that you could do it in the future with more practice. I get that it's hard to learn all at once. The week of July 22nd, we're going to do an advanced techniques review, which because we did all these techniques back to back to back, we're going to take a step back, review, practice, go over some common questions, things like that. The week between July and August, we're going to do the project implementation, which just a hint, it also means work on projects. So the last few weeks are just work on your final project. I am here to support, to mentor, to answer questions, to grade early, whatever I can do. but at that point, the content of the class is done. So if you look at this week we have no homework. You're just focused on prepping for the project. You'll have a homework on sentiment analysis, supervised learning, unsupervised learning, and a review. So you'll have 4 homeworks left. You will have your midterm project and your final project, and that's it. So we're getting to the end of the class. Again, the non-technical track, we're, I think, at the point where you're not going to do anything more technical than you have done so far this term. For the data science people, we're going to continue on tech-wise, but we're not going to get as in-depth. We're going to focus more on learning the concepts. Everyone's going to learn the concepts, and then data science people are going to learn the basics of how to do it. The non-technical people are going to learn about the idea of how to do it or some potential like non-technical options. I'll go through all of that next week. The basics of this, again, I'm not doing this to single anyone out or like divide the class in two, really. It's because I want you to use this class. I want you to be excited about this class and all the things you learned. And it's not going to be exciting if you really want to be a data scientist and I'm having you write papers, or if you want to manage people, you want to go into that side of business and you don't want to be the coder. Turning in coding homework is not going to be super fun for you. So this hopefully gives everyone kind of the best of both worlds and finishes out the summer in a nice way. Our class does end on August 10th. So every single homework, the last day I can possibly take stuff is August 10th. After that, I'm finishing up grading, submitting grades, and getting ready for the fall term. So I can't do anything past the 10th. So the 2 tracks, and I've actually renamed it now, it's business intelligence, but there's business intelligence and data science. So business intelligence, it's going to be a heavy emphasis on research and theoretical and ethical considerations. You're basically going to propose a project and say how you would do the text analytics project. There is a small technical portion because I do want to make sure you know basically how to do what we've done so far. So I would say it's about 20% technical, 80% non-technical. The data science track is the opposite. So it's going to be about 80% technical, 20% non-technical. It's the design and implementation of a data science project, which basically means you're going to pick a data set and you're going to show me that you can do all of the things that we've done so far this term. That's it. So not too bad, hopefully nothing out of the realm of what you thought the project would be. It's just maybe slightly different if you're going to do the business intelligence track. But essentially, I want you to show me what you've learned and show me that you understand text analytics. During the midterm project, you will choose which track you want to go on. No changes will be made after you submit that. Now, I'm not a monster. If something happens and you need to change, just let me know. But that's going to be the exception, not the rule. So make sure you choose something you're excited about, that you want to work on, and stick with it. I think that's the end of the slides. Okay, so I'm going to go over to Brightspace. I'm in like that preview mode. So if you look over here, we've got our modules, and then we're on the midterm and final project module this week. You will see the midterm assignment, final project, and then a different final project. I wish they minimized those so you could see them better, but there's 2 different final project assignments out here. So what you're going to do for the midterm, open this in a new tab. You are going to review the 2 final project options. So go through the instructions, the rubrics, all of that, and you're going to pick which one do you want to do. And then you're going to essentially get started on it. So if you are on, actually, I'll go through exactly what you do when I go over the tracks. The purpose of this midterm assignment, it sounds scary. It's a midterm, it's halfway through. All I want to do is see that you are working on your projects, that you are with it, you're still engaged with the class, and you get a pretty easy grade. How I grade this is based on effort. So if you turn in everything I asked for, but it's very clear you rushed through it last minute, you're not putting any thought into it, you're not going to get a good grade. If you show me, hey, I only got a small portion done, but I did it really well, or I did an entire outline. So I didn't do a ton of detail, but I really thought through that outline. I put effort into that. That's going to get you a good grade. So basically treat it like a real assignment and you'll be fine. So to quickly go over the two projects, the business intelligence track. So this one's the less technical. As you'll see, due date Saturday, August 10th by 11:59 p.m. No late submissions. But if you submit early, as I can, I will grade it early. I don't typically grade homework until after the due date, just so like I don't grade one person and then they tell everyone the answers or whatever. For this, if you turn it in early, I will grade it as soon as I can so that you can get feedback and potentially redo parts of it if you want to get a better grade. I will let you read through all of this, but essentially the prompt is that you have been hired as a consultant and you are going to help demonstrate why companies should use text analytics by proposing a project. As the prompt kind of details, the departments are against you. They're not really sure they want to do this kind of stuff. Some of them might be thinking, oh, AI is going to take over the world. I don't want to use any kind of that. Let's just cut that out. Some people are going to be worried about money. This is a really expensive project. How do we actually do it? The IT people, as IT people do, I know because I'm one of them, they will be worried, hey, we did this like a year ago and nothing came of it, or we worked really hard and you never actually hired a data scientist. Basically, there's going to be so many people with reasons why you shouldn't do this project. So your goal as the consultant is to explain, actually, you should. It's really beneficial. You are able to choose the company. I did put a little asterisk there. When you're talking about an analytics initiative at the level we're talking at, you don't want to recommend to Meta that they implement a project like this because they do that all the time. You're not going to go to Google and say, hey, you should think about text analytics. They're like known for text analytics. But you could go to a smaller company. You could go to a large company that maybe isn't utilizing it in a specific way you think they should, or at least you don't know about it. You can choose any of that. I would say don't pick like a mom and pop little store that doesn't have any data whatsoever. So kind of go in that in between. Small to medium-sized company that has data and could potentially implement this project, but would need some help to do it. Here's just the course learning objectives so you can kind of see how I'm tying it back to here's what you should have learned in this class. Here's what you're going to demonstrate that you learned. So your tasks for this, you're going to have a project proposal. The template is right here. You can see it's a Google Doc. All you're going to do, I have access since it's mine, obviously, but you're going to go to File and make a copy to get the access for the template. It walks you through every single thing you need for the proposal. So the purpose, the return on investment, which you're going to calculate it at the end, the analytical components, so what technology is used, what the project, what is it actually going to do and how is it going to help the company? Scope of project, what data do you need and how are you going to get it? So you're going to go through all of this, outcomes, timeline. I know a lot of this is going to be you making it up. So just research, think about it, think about how long it's taking you to do some of your projects. How long do you think it's going to take a business to train people to do that? Costs, again, estimates. Do you think that company already has data scientists? Do they have the data that they need or do they need to buy it? Do they have, if you're going to recommend that they put out an app based on this or to get feedback, do they have an app already? Do they need to hire a team? Basically, just try your best to estimate costs. I will say on the timeline and costs, make it as accurate as you can. The project is not going to cost $10 and it's not going to be ready in the next month. Think about any project you've had at a business, and if you haven't worked in the real world yet, just know it takes a lot of time. It's going to take a lot of time to hire. Someone could take months. To implement a new technology is going to take a long time. Data cleansing in the real world is going to take weeks. So just kind of think about that. Costs. Next steps, just kind of, hey, if you want to do this project, here's how you'd get started. I think that's it for that one. So that's the project proposal, just really detailed. What should the company understand about this project? You're also going to do a sample analysis, which is essentially taking the homework you just turned in, homework 5, and making sure the data set somewhat relates to the project that you're proposing. If it does, you can turn in project 5 or homework 5 as the sample analysis. That is okay. If the data set you chose doesn't relate to the project that you're doing, just pick a new data set and do that homework, and that's it. And then the presentation. So because this is an online class, I can't talk to you face to face and really see what you understand. You're going to do a presentation, just 3 to 5 minutes, explain the project. And in this track, you're going to do a non-technical explanation. So talk to me like I have to talk to my mother about what I do. She doesn't understand the technical pieces. So how would I explain text analytics to my mom, a director, a CEO, whoever? And so your deliverables are that project proposal document, your HTML, like your analysis, the data set you used, or a link to that data set, and then your presentation video. And if you made any slides or anything for your presentation, add that as well. And then the rubric is here. Both projects are going to be graded on the same categories, but in just slightly different details. So research objective, start with the good category. So your research objective is good. To get excellent, you would do the good category plus a few extra things. Excellent is going to be for just really stellar projects. Really, really well done. So you'll notice some of the things might just be out of scope. You don't want to do more technical things, so you won't get the full points in analysis, but you can get quite a few by making it really nice, really clean, creative, thinking outside the box, all of that. So that's the business intelligence final project. The midterm for this one, I want you to get started on your project proposal. So make a good effort on this document. Start filling out some of these boxes, really think through what you're going to do. Show me that you're on your way to working on the project. Now, the other one is data science. So if you're picking the business intelligence track, you can stop the video now. I will see you next week. For data science people, you are essentially doing a big homework. You're going to pick any data set you want. You're going to come up with a few questions you can answer using text analytics, and you are going to do the analysis. So you are going to do the basic data cleansing process, so what we've learned so far. And then you're going to do 2 advanced analytical techniques. So one of the things that we're going to talk about in the next few weeks, or sorry, 2 of them, sentiment analysis, predictive modeling, or topic modeling. That's it. So choose 2 out of those 3. You can do all 3 if you'd like. And then you're going to submit a write-up, which just tells me what you did in the project. You will notice this one has a lot less writing. It is more technical, but I'm grading on you trying it, you understanding the concepts, and knowing that you're not going to have like the perfect analysis, because all the time in the world could not give anyone a perfect analysis. I'm grading on your technical ability, your ability to kind of think outside the box, implement the things that we're talking about in this class, and finally, just the presentation. So a really brief presentation on what you did. And where business intelligence people, they were told not to do any technical jargon. You can be as technical as you want. You're talking to fellow analysts, so just tell me what you did. And that is it. Your rubric is right here. Very similar. If you add anything extra in, if your code is extra nice, you get some good points there to go to excellent. If you're creative, thought-provoking, you're really thinking above and beyond, that's what gets you excellent. Good is right here. A lot of times I go between the points. So like if you get research objective, you get in the good category, I might throw you a few extra points. These are here as kind of the minimum you will get for just meeting that criteria is 15. And I think that's it. So if you have any questions, definitely feel free to reach out. Let me think. Yeah, I think that's it. So have a great week and I will see you next time. Bye.